Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to use definition of derivative to show that this function has a cusp at 0. So cusp looks like this. The function kind of comes together at a point, but the two one-sided derivatives are different. One of them is infinity, the other one's negative infinity. So that's what I want to show here. I want to show that the right-hand derivative and the left-hand derivative are not the same value, and that one is infinity, the other negative infinity. Okay, so first I want to investigate the right-hand derivative. Here it is. Okay, plugging in for the functional values, I end up with limit as h goes to 0 from the right of 2h to the 2/5 over h. So then I end up with 2 times the limit as h goes to 0 from the right of 1 over h to the 3/5. So here's how you have to argue this one. We're approaching h from the right, so the h's are positive. And so when I take a positive, really small positive number to the 3/5, it's still a positive, really small number. When I take 1 divided by a really small fraction, I get a very large number. So this is infinity. Okay, so now dealing with the left-hand derivative, I mean, we get exactly the same type of limit, but instead of approaching h, instead of approaching 0 from the right, we're approaching 0 from the left, which really changes everything. Alright, so you're still gonna end up with something that looks like this, but the difference is that if we approach 0 from the left, we're making h negative, and you're taking a negative number raised to the 3/5 power, which is still going to be negative. So then you're going to take 1 and divide it by a negative fraction, which is going to give you a really negative number, very negative. So again, as it gets closer and closer to 0, it's going to be more and more negative, and so this goes to negative infinity. So in terms of how you argue this, I mean, I think you just have to know that these limits evaluate to infinity and negative infinity. I mean, certainly you could draw a table of values to convince yourself, but I mean, I think you should just know what those limits are equal to. So, since the right hand is not equal to the left hand, and right hand is equal to infinity, left hand is equal to negative infinity, therefore f of x has a cusp at 0.